Hi, welcome to the Brief Book Reviews channel, otherwise known as An Old Guy Reviews the book that he's read this week. What's the old guy read this week? Well, the book I've read this week is this one. It's called The Lost Women by author Tim Weaver, published as a hardback here in the UK on the 26th of February 2026 by Michael Joseph, and it's another outing for David Raker, Missing Persons Investigator. I suppose I have to, full transparency, I'm a bit of a Raker fanboy, I guess. I've read all of Tim Weaver's books, which are mainly the David Raker stories. There's a Missing Pieces was a standalone, and there's also some short stories. But mainly they feature David Raker, Missing Persons Investigator. I've really enjoyed them. The last Raker story came out in 2024, so we've had a little bit of a wait for this one. This one came out, as I said, 26th of February 2026. And, well, it was well worth the wait. I really enjoyed reading it. Back to the plot. What's going on, Cliff? Well, we start off with Raker in a good place. He's got his friend Rebecca Murphy who's come over from the States. David and Rebecca have been conducting a transatlantic relationship. She's in the UK to sort out her mother's affairs in Cambridge, and all is well in the Raker universe. We're told that clearly before he was a missing persons investigator, Raker was a journalist. And like a lot of journalists, particularly who cover crime and that sort of area, there's always one case that sort of niggles, the one that sticks, that you can't quite get out of your head because you can't quite understand what happened there. And in his case, it's a case called The Lost Women. This refers to three women that went to a very remote village in Cornwall to make a documentary about 18 years ago. And the documentary was about a student that had gone missing 12 years earlier. The three women disappeared. No sight, no sound of them, and it's a mystery to this day what happened to them. And it's something that Raker, sticks in the back of his mind. There's always that one case that you can't quite get your head around. So we move on to current day, and Raker gets a call from a lady called Ellie Schneider. She's a TV personality. She stars in a very popular costume drama. He goes to see her and she says, I'd like you to take on a missing persons case for me. My husband, Preston Stewart, is missing. And he thinks, oh, okay, well, fair enough. How long has he been missing? Not long. It turns out he'd been involved in an accident, a car accident. He'd gone to a clinic, a high-end clinic, a clinic in which, in fact, he was a director of. And when they after the surgery, which was successful, when they take the bandages off, it's not Stewart. It's not Preston Stewart. It's not Ellie's husband. And I'm thinking, hang on, what's going on here? So Preston Stewart, Ellie's husband, has gone missing. So she engages Raker to find out clearly what's going on. Raker contacts Raker Colm Healy, ex-Met detective, to help him, because whilst Healy and Raker are like chalk and cheese. Raker is very empathetic, very calm and casual. Healy has problems with the demon drink, has had a lot of tragedy in his life, but is a very good detective, and the two together have been through a lot, and they work well as a team. So Raker and Healy get on the case with the missing man, and it soon becomes apparent that there are links to the Lost Women case from 18 years ago. Strange as it seems. So we have two interlocking mysteries here for Raker and Healy to solve, which they clearly go about trying to do. But it soon becomes apparent that they themselves have found themselves in danger. There is a time limit. They're being told they've got 48 hours to solve this case, or they and all the people near to them will be in trouble. And it's quite obvious that the person making these threats is serious. And without giving too much of the plot away, it refers to a villain who Raker has crossed swords with in previous stories. So it's a really, as usual, it's a couple of intriguing mysteries, of interlocking mysteries that gradually get sorted out. We have lots of twists and turns. We have a real twist where one of the good guys turns out to be a bad guy. We have lots of action as we get towards the climax of the book. And all in all, it's a really good read. We also, at the very end of the book, have a cliffhanger. So another really good David Raker missing person story. Some mysteries which at first seem, these two things can't possibly be connected, and gradually you find out they are. We have lots of drama, we have some action, as I said, lots of twists and turns, and finally a cliffhanger. So frankly, what's not to like? It's 437 pages. I said there's an inherent bias here because I like the David Raker books, but this is a good one. I'd say it's one of the better Raker books, and it was well worth the wait. So I think that's probably it for this week's brief book review. 10/10 till we do it again. Thanks for watching.